Very fun experience. Take the South Shore train from South Bend to the L train in Chicago, straight to Wrigley.
Yep.
That's cool. Drink the whole way there, back. It's fun. It's fun experience.
I did that without the drinking part.
I did that after prom as an 18-year-old. It was awesome.
Interesting.
We brought a case of beer and thought we felt like, a case of beer, we're going to get in trouble. There were people with trash bags of beer ready for a 5-hour voyage.
Train people are built different. Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banner, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
We have like no.
Is there anyone that's like on Federer's, Agassi's level that you would say now is like going to be destined for the Mount Rushmore?
If it's somebody, it's Alcaraz.
If he's not even ranked number 1 right now. He was like number 3 when I was watching Wimbledon.
Yeah, but I think at some point, kind of like Agassi experienced.
Well, that just means he's the 3rd seed at Wimbledon.
I
don't know what his world
ranking is.
He also could be picking and choosing. Like, it might not be worth his time to play some of these smaller matches other people do. That is beefing up rankings too. But I was shocked to hear how many times Agassi was the betting favorite.
Yeah.
At a lot of these, when Sampras was still in his prime.
I mean, it was
like
those two.
Unranked.
Yeah.
Golden, I mean, seriously, like, for Americans, golden age.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the, like, Connors, McEnroe.
Yeah.
Before them.
That was like 80s.
Yeah. But for my money, like, Agassi, Sampras for tennis, golden. They played each other so many times.
Roddick, American?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So he makes a comment about how they dubbed Roddick as the next great American. It was something along the lines of like...
He kind of underperformed.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay, Roddick's problem was Phil Mickelson's problem. Like, Roddick's problem
being
was
born
Federer.
At the same time as Federer.
And then, by the way, it's Federer, Nadal.
Who's on the Mount Rushmore of tennis players?
Oh, jeez.
Give me the Mount Rushmore of tennis players. I don't know much about tennis.
I don't have enough history.
I think your list would probably be my list.
So, probably...
Djokovic kind of has to be on there because he's got tied for the most slams now, right?
So the thing is I think that Djokovic and Federer both have to be on. I only get 4.
You only get 4. That's why it's a Mount Rushmore.
And if you're going to put those two, it's hard not to put Nadal.
Yeah, it is.
But you can, because it can be different reasons.
But the problem is like you got to have somebody like.
Can you guys name the actual Mount Rushmore?
Rushmore.
Brett, can you?
Washington.
Okay.
Marcus, you're next.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Lincoln.
And
Trump.
I was going to say Trump too. Wasn't there a rumor going around that he was going to add a 5th head to it or something like that?
Dude, he
wants to be on the $500 bill.
I thought that Nicolas Cage blew up Mount Rushmore or something.
Trump made a comment. Trump made a comment that he'll cut funding for the new Washington Commanders if they don't change their name back to the Redskins.
Oh my god!
I've been reading lots about that. It's kind of
real,
nuts.
right?
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is like you don't know.
I think Stephen A. Smith made a really good comment. He goes, look, I don't even think that comes down to him, but he's playing to his crowd, and that's what they want to hear, and that's fine. He's doing his thing.
I'm never gonna forget that. George Washington, Marcus.
No, I'm not
So
on
wait,
Mount
who's-
Rushmore.
Do you guys know the fourth one?
No, I'm not on Mount Rushmore.
Is
it Jefferson?
Marcus was not right.
Is
It
it?
is.
It's
It is
Jefferson.
Jefferson. It's not Alexander Hamilton.
He wasn't a president.
Yeah.
He got
missed his
shot.
Who will tell your story? Who will tell your story? Yeah, I think if I think that Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, I think that's the most recent amazing.
So
era.
then, would you put Sampras on that fourth spot?
Well, so
But no,
Because
what I'm saying
Agassi
is
took him.
it's anybody from a generation before ours would be laughing at us for just putting those threes.
I actually think that I would say it. Like if I was just gonna go like pure tennis, I think Federer is better than Djokovic.
So here's the point. I'm saying though, Rushmore.
This is like
impact.
the LeBron Jordan. This is the LeBron Jordan debate. It's like
is
how
kinda
long
similar.
can you play at a high level, or how dominant were you at the top?
And so that's Sampras, right? Because Sampras was super dominant,
Or is it impact on tennis?
but had injuries and everything.
Yeah, dude.
else.
Because I feel like people put Steph on there, and that's arguable. He's more impactful.
The Mount
of
Rushmore of basketball,
and
the greatest players of all time.
You could potentially put Serena Williams on the
Oh my gosh!
on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
yes,
for sure.
100%. Maybe before everybody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's tough
she
with
wouldn't
women's
have beat
sports.
she wouldn't have beat any of the men.
It's tough with women's sports. Oh, it's
By
not
the way,
about that.
she
It's just about the
admitted
pool.
that herself. Just to be clear.
I know.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have beat any of the men on Mount Rushmore. let's
No,
be
no, no.
clear.
She
wouldn't
laughed
have
when
beat-
somebody asked her in an interview about
So
some B player.
these guys
And
are-
she's like,
these
no.
guys are-
So you're saying the top 100 tennis players, Serena doesn't think she could beat number 100?
I don't know. What
I don't
her
know about
exact quote
100,
was.
but it was definitely not
It's
an
probably
A+
like-
dude.
it's
and
probably
she was,
something like that.
She was like, "There's no way."
I was listening back to our last episode when you asked if Marcus could ever get on the tour. And the split second where Marcus was like, "Well, okay." But then what you said was become a scratch golfer. And I was like, "All right, good save." I don't know where you're going
No,
with that.
there's no chance. What I was trying to say was, if I practiced that much, how good do I think I could get? And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I think I could potentially be like a scratch golfer.
Yeah.
Like I think that's probably in the cards.
Yeah.
Man, I'm shocked, but
like I
humbled.
went to I used to go to the Cincinnati tournament a little bit more than the Indianapolis one, because the Indianapolis one they shut down at some point for tennis.
Dude, there was a lot of
And-
mention about the Indianapolis tournament
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
book.
huge.
huge.
got
It was
pissed
huge.
over here,
It was
man.
the
Where
RCA.
it was played at the RCA Dome?
It was played like downtown near.
But RCA sponsored
it was
it.
the RCA championships.
Oh.
Yeah.
And why did it get shut down?
I think it plus Cincinnati was just seen as like too close, and Cincinnati won out. But my dad and I would come down or go down, and this is when I was in high school, and we're watching these like professional women at the highest level serve, and I was like, yeah, I can return that. No, I mean seriously, like it was the same speed at which we were hitting in high school.
So Wimbledon was 2 weeks ago from this recording.
Yeah.
They're getting 100 miles an hour. The low hundreds is like, that's fast for them.
For the women?
The men are like 130. They might tick 140 if they really get a hold of one.
Oh, yeah.
It's
women, the women is like, the top end speed is like 110, 115. And, I never had like clocked myself, and I wasn't like a crazy fast server, but it's not insane to hit it like 90, 100, 110.
Dude, I'm not. So we're screening. Not going to avoid the book because we haven't covered it yet, but we're screening a Sampras Agassi match right now.
Yeah.
I admittedly don't watch a ton of tennis, but I'm kind of shocked by two players at their prime and how many obnoxious aces there are.
Yeah.
Like I just assumed most things are returnable, an ace here and there.
Well, it's
like,
a big deal.
Like, it's like
so I didn't realize a break point. And so reading this book, I'm Googling, I'm asking Siri so many things.
I was wondering. So I
I
want to get into that eventually, because to me, I can read and listen to this book, and I don't need to. I'm not lost at all.
Should
The
we tell
first
them what we're
half-
But there
covering?
is so much tennis jargon.
The first half, I was like, okay, so break point is when you win the game when the other person's serving. That's a big deal. You break them. I also are slams the only time they play best of 5?
Yes.
Okay, so otherwise they play best of 3. Like,
Yes.
do the women always play best
Yes.
of 3? Got it. Okay.
Wow.
I know
You really
that.
learned up.
Oh yeah, man. I know. It's because we're covering.
I was extremely
Open.
what are we covering?
Ren?
Well, hold on. Time out, Mr. Host. Welcome to the Cover Podcast. I'm your host. I know you were a little confused there, Brett Wiggins.
Hey, Brett.
As always, to my left is
Marcus Mangus.
non-sir, and sitting to my right is Sir.
Remington Ramsey.
We answer, around 9 questions every week about one of your favorite books or movies. Sir Remington, second question, what are we covering?
He is one of the most beloved athletes in history and one of the most gifted men ever to step onto a tennis court. But from early childhood, Andre Agassi hated the game. Coaxed to swing a racket while he was still in the crib, forced to hit hundreds of balls a day while still in grade school, Agassi resented constant pressure even as he drove himself to becoming a prodigy, an inner conflict that would define him. Now in his beautiful, haunting autobiography, Agassi tells the story of a life framed by such conflicts, a life balanced precariously between self-destruction and perfectionism. Agassi makes us feel his panic as an undersized 7-year-old in Las Vegas, practicing all day under the obsessive gaze of his violent father. We see him at 13, banished to Florida tennis camp that feels like a prison camp. Lonely, scared, a 9th grade dropout, he rebels in ways that will soon make the 1980s icon. He dyes his hair, pierces his ears, dresses like a punk rocker. By the time he turns pro at 16, his new look promises to change tennis forever, as does his lightning-fast return. And yet, despite his raw talent, he struggles early on. We feel confusion as he loses the world's best to the world's best, his greater confusion as he starts to win. After stumbling in 3 Grand Slam finals, Agassi shocks the world and himself by capturing the 1992 Wimbledon. Overnight, he became a fan favorite and a media target. Agassi brings a near photographic memory to every pivotal match and every public relationship. Never before has the inner game of tennis and the outer game of fame been so precisely limed. Alongside vivid portraits of rivals and several generations, Jimmy Connors, Pete Sampras, Roger Federer, Agassi gives unstinting accounts of his brief time with Barbra Streisand and his doomed marriage with Brooke Shields. He reveals the depression that shatters his confidence and the mistake that nearly cost him everything. Finally, he recounts his spectacular resurrection, a comeback climaxing with the epic run at the 1992 French Open and his march to become the oldest man ever ranked number 1. In clear, tout prose, Agassi evokes his loyal brother, his wise coach, his gentle trainer, all the people that help him regain his balance and find love at last with Steffi Graf. Inspired by her quiet strength, he fights through crippling pain and deteriorating spine to remain a dangerous opponent in the 21st and final year of his career. Entering his last tournament in 2006, he's hailed for completing a stunting metamorphosis from nonconformist to elder statesman, from dropout to education advocate, and still he's not done. At the U.S. Open for the ages, he makes a courageous last stand and then delivers one of the most stirring farewells ever heard in the sporting arena. With its breakneck tempo and raw candor, Open will be read and cherished for years. A treat for ardent fans, it will also captivate readers who know nothing about tennis. Like Agassi's game, it sets a new standard for grace, style, speed, and power. This book is Open, an autobiography by Andre Agassi.
It's great stuff. That was the real one. That was from the book.
That was the book.
That was the
It was
letter jacket?
More than 30 seconds.
Guess how much? Guess how? That was one of the feedbacks is that we should read.
jacket.
We should tell more of the story.
I know,
It's called the jacket.
Guess how much I paid for this?
$3.25.
I think I know, right? Don't I know?
You guys do know, but you probably already
It's
forgot.
$1.52.
$1.38 on Amazon. You can still get this book for $1.38 on Amazon.
Well, that's a used book, though.
It is a used book.
You
Yeah.
include that with an order that qualifies you for free shipping, and voila.
I think I
to go.
paid qualifies you. Don't you just get free shipping on everything?
No, man, you got to spend
No,
at
I
least
don't get free shipping on this for $1.38. I had to pay like $4 in shipping.
Yeah, but I don't know if you couple it with enough stuff. But I
Interesting.
guess it's not. It's probably coming from a private seller.
Why did it only cost me $1? That makes no sense.
Because it's
Why-
used.
Yeah, but why would you sell it for $1? Why would I even sell it? You can't make any money for $1 a copy.
Dude, we found a bunch of
Maybe you
old
made money on
books.
shipping.
We-
and he
we
thought
found-
you'd
That's possible.
wash it.
Yeah.
We found a bunch of old books in Jessica's dad's house. And like he used to work at a book printer.
Oh, really?
It's called Donnelly's. He worked there for like 40 years, and he's got all of these books
that were just
they're signed first editions.
Wow.
And it's called like the signed first edition thing. So I put in ChatGPT all the different books, and I was like, are any of these worth more than $50? You know, and some of them are at least listed for
That's really cool.
$275
Holy cow.
or whatever.
That's really cool to find.
Dude, do you want to do that for all my old baseball and basketball cards that are in
So
the
he had a bunch of those too.
Yep.
And I took those to the guy that owns Books and Brews, because he does all the card stuff, and he looked at them. He's like, yeah, none of these are worth
Guys,
anything.
did you see that memorabilia bust, that FBI raid?
Yes. Fake, right?
Almost bought.
Was it
things
you
from
that
that
was
dude.
telling me about this?
Well, I told you
Johnny
guys,
Boy was telling me about this.
I think I told you guys about this on the show last Monday, and on Wednesday the dude shot and killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they bust in, they raid him on they raid him on Monday.
I don't think we talked about this on the show.
He writes, this is a guy from Westfield, 45 years old, very sad. He was basically running a memorabilia shop, forging signatures with a holograph pen, and got away with it. And then he came clean on
$500 million.
it was $350 million of forged signatures that are circulating out there.
He basically said if you've
direct,
bought something in the last 10 years,
you can't.
You need to get it checked, because it probably came from me.
For sure. And so he came clean on Tuesday. He wrote this big post outing people, telling people like how he got away with it, and then he shot and killed himself.
What tipped him? What was the reason that he just decided I need to clean myself of this? Or
No,
something?
he got raided.
Yeah, he was caught.
What tipped the raid?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, all the stories are about how he got raided and then how he took his own life.
Oh, jeez.
Just nuts. But like he literally, Whitlow, one of my partners, was working with him to put stuff in the bar, and he was weird about meeting with us, and like then he was like, hey, we'll put stuff up in the bar for free, and then we'll put a QR code if people want to buy it. And so like it just got weird, so we just scrapped it. I mean, we could have, very well been, not in trouble, but like it would just
he was providing for other people who were selling as well.
He was selling straight to the consumer. He was selling on eBay, and he was selling to other providers.
Yeah.
And
they were like, I don't care how
there's
you
like
got
something like
50
20
Steph Curry
there's
signs.
Supposedly there's like 20,000 signed jerseys by Tom Brady, but Tom Brady doesn't sign signatures. So like if you have a signed Tom Brady and you didn't get it signed by him, it's probably not real.
Of course, Tom Brady doesn't sign.
I know, that's what I took out of that too. What a douchebag. Tom Brady sucks.
Marcus, what'd you know?
I don't even care if he wants to sponsor the podcast.
Yeah. What is he going to sponsor?
I'll care. I'll just get that.
TB12? Is that even a brand still? Who wears TB12?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't mean what he's doing, like what he's doing with his life.
He's an announcer.
Okay.
He
number
wants
one,
to be Tony Romo.
He's not anywhere near as good as most announcers, but specifically Tony Romo. And
he's not as good as Greg Olson.
Greg Olson
sucks. I do not like Greg Olson.
Oh, really?
I
thought he's better than Tom Brady. I thought he did a good job in Super Bowl. But what's his plan? What's he doing? I don't see it.
With the brand TB12?
With himself.
No, he's got a lot going on. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. He does have a lot going on.
He's invested. He's focused on his investments and his stuff. I don't think he's as worried about what his brand is touching. Like he knows he's not in the limelight. He's not doing commercials or that kind of stuff anymore. I think he's really trying to be investing and going to stuff. I felt
like Marcus had a deep take there that he was holding back. I'm going to give him a chance.
And he's dating Sydney Sweeney. Isn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were seen at the Amazon wedding.
Uh-huh. You wanted your gossip. We got it for you. You don't need to go over to TMZ.
How did I know that? But I mean, like that's enough to be off the radar for a minute.
Before that, there were rumors about Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's serious.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, that's
whatever.
I mean,
I don't care at all.
But I thought your original question was like, what's he doing with the TB12 brand? Because think about any brand that Tiger. I mean, if you think about a sport that's dominated by a person, you would compare it to Jordan, Tiger. Is there anyone else?
He's not quite on the same level as Jordan and Tiger.
I think he could be. He just destroyed his brand. The TB12 brand is just not good.
He got paid how much for Netflix?
Don't know.
It was tens of millions, I believe.
What do you mean Netflix?
For his roast.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I'm him, I gotta regret that.
Maybe.
I have to.
I mean, it definitely didn't help with his kids. He said the next day he was on like Good Morning America or something like that, and he was like, "Yeah, the part about my kids just wasn't cool."
Yeah,
not great. Not great.
Anyway,
what do we know going into it, Marcus? I think you have the longest standing experience with this book.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that I read it before.
This was high school. You would have read it.
College? I think 09 is when it came out. 06. When did this come out?
Have I encouraged you enough to start a list of books you've read so that at least
not
you
quite.
have it?
I'm not quite there yet.
Do you have a list of books you've read?
You know,
it looks
I
like
used to
this
keep track
came
of it on
out-
Facebook. You used to be able to do this on Facebook. Is keep track of books that you've read.
Really?
Yeah, on your profile. And
I think I remember that.
And I don't think
It looks like this came
be
out
sure that
in
wasn't MySpace.
09.
it was Facebook
Okay.
It looks
Because I
like-
remember that
or
like you
Zanga.
could click like
Facebook or Zanga.
movies you were into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So my dad had this book. My dad's a huge tennis guy, has been forever. I played tennis in high school. He played tennis, and so he had this book, and I clearly read it when I was like home for Christmas break or something, because the entire time that I'm listening to and or reading this book, I'm
You're
just
like,
thinking,
I know this.
I know all these
Yeah.
stories. and then I told my dad that we were doing this, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got that book at home." And I was like, "Oh."
You know what's crazy though?
I definitely read this.
When we said we were going to read this, within the first couple things that you said, I think Brett said, doesn't he talk about doing meth? And you're
Yes.
like, oh yeah, he did meth and all this. When you watch the Letterman interview, because after I read the book, I went through spiraled,
me too.
YouTube with Agassi. So I watched the Letterman interview, and Letterman's holding this book, and it had just come out, and he asks him, the first question, just right out of the gate, was about meth, and that's like halfway through the book in a very small portion of it. But like, it's just interesting to me. It's just like
it's funny that's the one thing I knew, and it's like 4 sentences.
I was listening to that story while cleaning out a house in Crawfordsville.
Yeah, so it resonated with you. What's up? It made you think.
But it's funny. It tells you what the media does with that type of topic, where that's all I knew about the book, and it's such a small part of the book and his life and what he chooses to share. But yeah, that was the one thing.
Somebody leave you a note?
Yeah, dude, this is a Markham Place School in Little Silver, New Jersey. This was a book in a library at a school. And Joe Persico was the last student to check it
Shout
out.
out to Joe.
Shout out Joe,
from Jersey.
longtime listener.
Joe from Jersey.
It was sold to Michael Sullivan. What year did this come out?
So anyway,
You said
I
06
read
or
it.
09.
I read it. Big Agassi fan, big Sampras fan. Kind of hit on it at the beginning, but I loved that era of tennis, just with the Americans that you could root for.
So you were a fan of both? Like, it wasn't one was...
Yeah, it's kind of like golf.
Yeah.
You know, like if they're playing each other, I rooted for Sampras. But if they're not,
You just felt like he was a classier guy. You resonated with him more. He was
I
more
don't
dominant.
know. I think I
liked
just
him
liked
more.
the big serve.
Well, head to head.
It could
he
have just
also
been that my
owned.
dad liked him, because these guys, if you think about like their heyday was actually when we were really young. And so my dad liked Sampras more, therefore I liked Sampras more. Like that was kind of the
and
deal.
that your dad would have liked him before Agassi's like comeback that probably made him more likable
Totally.
than the first time he had come up.
Like he was kind of like the quote unquote like bad boy
Yeah.
and had the long hair and stuff like that. Whereas
Some sweet hair, dude. If you're listening right now, just take a second and Google Agassi hair.
So was
denim.
it ever that good before he got a piece? Because it says pretty early he started getting a piece because his hair became his identity. It started earlier. Let
From
you know
Hair Club for Men.
his brother started losing his hair first.
Yes.
And he made a big deal about that in that early chapter. And then I can't remember, like, did he have that like party in front?
He got the mohawk
party in
and
the back.
everything and all that, but I think he started losing hair pretty quickly. So maybe the mullet was a product of the piece.
well, and tennis is kind of like golf. Like tennis is one of those. Like you don't mess with it. It's for rich people,
Right. You don't
it's-
change the colors.
You don't do that stuff. And he came in and just was him.
Yeah.
And he talks about that extensively in the book. So that was probably why, my dad's a little bit more traditional from that perspective. So.
It's really interesting because I knew Agassi. I didn't know him with the hair. I remembered there being something about the hair, but I remembered him as the bald guy.
I didn't remember him with the hair at all. Yeah, zero.
So if you don't know that going into it and you're reading the book really does take you down the journey. You feel like you're with him along the way of why he made those decisions.
Well, this match right here, we would have been in like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know?
The denim shorts got me when I Googled and found.
It's awesome.
Yeah, pretty great.
But then you like see interviews with him. Like he's not an outlandish guy. He's a very soft-spoken kid.
Yeah. Which, why?
The narrator, every time that he did the Andre's voice was so childish. At least on Spotify, he's like, I don't know. Okay.
There was a couple of people's voices that were anytime he did a girl's voice.
Yeah.
It was similar to Andre's child voice.
Yeah.
But Perry's voice was very weak. Maybe he's got words with Perry. 30-second synopsis. Marcus does 9 words. I've got some slam poetry.
That Sampras winner was ridiculous.
We're screening, as Rem mentioned, 01 or 02 U.S. Open, whatever one is known as possibly the greatest match ever.
Yeah.
They go 4 sets, get a standing O from the crowd before the 4th set. Marcus, ready?
I'm ready.
Do it, man.
I think. Tennis prodigy learns life lessons while he pursues greatness.
And I will tell you, what are we drinking? Vodka Crans.
Vodka Crans.
Vodka Crans.
Feeling good?
Yeah, feeling fine. No, I came up with that a long time ago.
Oh, got it. Okay, good.
And I was making sure that it was 9 words the whole time that I was saying it. Also, greatness had a question mark on it.
Yeah, I did like that. I noticed.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Vodka Crans are...
Okay, so you meant to do that with greatness with a question mark.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Greatness question mark?
Yeah, is he really pursuing greatness?
Ron Burgundy?
The Vodka Crans are an homage to his night before finals with Andy Roddick that he should never win, and then he wins.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
I just think it's crazy this whole time he talks about... I wrote this down as one of the things that made me think, and I know you'll get there in just a second, but he talks about how much like alcohol and pasta and stuff that he would eat, and that is just so taboo in today's world with all these like guys in sports and everything else.
Well,
but the night before a game?
Oh yeah.
Well, Gil had he knew his psyche would kill him way before
the food would.
Yeah.
But also carb loading is a real thing. Like pasta.
There was a time where night before
he
a
just
game,
ate pasta all the every time you talk about going to a restaurant, it's always.
But dude, it sounded like he worked out like Michael Phelps.
It did sound
it sounds
There were
like
seasons.
4 to 8 hours a day. You're hitting tennis balls.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Gil was the
Doesn't
game
really
changer.
matter what you eat.
I had a friend
It does
who
at
was
some
training
point.
for an Ironman, and whenever I meet someone at parks, I usually eat pretty healthy no matter where I am. But like when I'm meeting someone, I ask if they're going to parks for the first time. I'm like, do you want to eat healthy or do you want to pig out? Because we got options for both.
Yeah.
And my buddy who was running Ironmans, he's like, it does not matter. Like literally, it's just energy, just gonna go right through me. It's just gonna burn right now.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa,
It's a pretty great place to be.
That'd be
a great place to
I was
be.
like, maybe I should train for Ironman.
I think
eat whatever I want.
Okay, so
Should we do that?
Are we doing this?
portion control.
I need something like that to train for.
Do 75 hard.
Rem, you have to pick one. Portion control, but whatever you want. Or as much as you want, but it's got to be specific foods.
Well, I think that second one is really what you have to do if you want to be healthy and gain weight. Like basically, if you look at bodybuilders or anyone who's like super healthy, they don't pick, unless you do what's called a dirty bulk, but then you get sick. So you just eat a lot of very good stuff, and then you cut. And so that second one, you do both simultaneously. As a man, that's like the thing to do.
It's unfortunate.
What would you do?
Well, I thought about doing just portion control on whatever, like just Five Guys, but eat.
I think it's funny. Like The Rock will post his cheat days, and it's just like
14 pancakes,
ton
bacon,
of sushi is whatever I see him doing it. But yeah, if you're trying to go for it,
good. Slam poetry time. Here we go.
Boy.
One thing I learned, Andre Agassi hates tennis. Think your dad is crazy? Think again. The Dragon. A guy named Nick, a mohawk, and a few earrings later. I told you guys plenty of successful people drop out of school. U.S. Open, party for one, dress code. Is a white button-up and jorts satisfactory? Gil was the game changer. What do Barbara Streisand, Brooke Shields, and Steffi Graf have in common? Do you have...
Eskimo sisters?
Do you have a least favorite episode of Friends? Well, Andre does. Ole Agassi! Ole Agassi! Good news. He got Steffi Graf's number. Bad news. He jumped in a pool. Think you're having a bad day? Pete Sampras once tipped a valet $1 and his rival put it in a printed book. Agassi starts a school after dropping out himself. What a turn. The one thing he asked of every teacher, to believe that every student can learn.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
Thank you. What made us stop and think? What quotes we
this
got?
This isn't even close to the craziest dad we've read about.
Hidden gems. That's true. Who's crazier?
Man,
I said that's.
I've got notes on that.
Tara Westover's dad for
Tara
sure.
Westover's dad was, but also
in her own words.
It's very important.
Come on.
Allegedly.
Very important. However,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The more I think about how crazy some of the stories are, and it's coming from someone who became a writer and made a lot of money from the book, it makes me wonder.
And he thought he was coming from the right place.
This
Who?
dad?
No,
Agassi's
Westover's dad.
Tara Westover's.
So Agassi's dad.
We should have Tara on the show.
Yeah. So I got a text from Andy something. He runs a podcast, and he basically is asking me to be on the podcast for my book. It's called Global Book Network. Logan Crawford is the host.
Okay.
He's been in a bunch of movies and whatever. And I'm thinking of just responding and saying how much. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's 100%.
Yeah, and by the way, you should probably still do it.
You probably should.
I'm serious.
Yeah. It's a good.
Who's Logan Crawford?
He's in a movie.
He's been in
with
a bunch of movies.
He's in a movie with Al Pacino.
So was Joey from Friends.
Al Pacino
He was
played
Al Pacino's butt.
Al Pacino played
they're-
Dr. Kevorkian, and Logan Crawford is the
You know this because
DJ
you.
in Detroit.
that movie, that Kevorkian movie, is
I haven't seen it, but
an
the clip
interesting
that I just
watch.
watched today, wondering if Logan Crawford is going to take all my money or not.
Oh, he kind of looks like Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. He's in a bunch of movies as a guy.
You looked this guy up after you saw the.
I
After he got a
sent
text
I was
from
sent many links to samples of the show and his IMDb profile.
Is the show good?
I wouldn't be embarrassed to be on it.
Maybe we should have him on our show.
He's doing it as like a official news broadcaster guy, and then whoever's on the show is just kind of in their own.
it's like a YouTube
background.
show.
Yes. Yeah. I'm guessing it's a YouTube show.
Can I pause this podcast for a second to bring you a word from my bee-stung toe? Does it look swollen?
It does look
Because I just
pretty
popped it and it's about to blow up. I can
looks-
just feel.
It looks swollen for sure.
Oh, I stepped on a bee this week, and
Dude.
it hurts so bad.
So bees nest in the ground sometimes.
Yeah, tell me about
My
it.
cousin Tyler stepped on a bee's ground nest before, got stung many times. Yeah, it's a big deal. This was at the lake.
Yeah, and it stung my toe on the inside where drug addicts put needles.
What was your first word out of your mouth?
I can't repeat it. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. I had to apologize to everybody. God, it hurts so bad.
You get done yelling, you look over, your aunt and uncle are just staring. I've got 2 rules.
All right. I knew that was coming.
What made you stop and think?
Do you want to
quotes
hear something
in
else that's
gems?
crazy?
Please.
Andre Agassi's grandma. Do you remember this? You probably don't.
Oh!
Do you remember this?
She breastfed him. His mom walks
His
in.
mom
on
walks
it.
in on her breastfeeding Andre Agassi.
Yeah.
When he's a baby. And he says there's been an odd tension ever since. This is a quote from the book. There's been an odd tension.
Feels like you should have saved that for hidden gems.
I know. Well, here we are.
I just said
it don't
quotes
matter.
or hidden gems.
It's all
we're combining it.
It's the whole thing.
We're fluid.
Ow.
We're fluid. Yeah, that's a. What do you say?
When you walk in,
what do you say?
Same thing that she says in Four Christmases. Give me back my baby. Remember that when she hits her in the head? I guess I've seen that more than you have.
I think
walk in. Is the bar open?
Did you guys know there was a place up in northern? This is true. I'm not making a joke. There was a place up in northern Indiana where they sold cheeses made by
From
this
breast
woman's
milk?
breast milk. It was an entire
and marketed it that way.
It was milk, it was medicines and cheese from this one lady who used her own breast milk.
Wow.
And people showed up
and people bought it.
And she why was she special? They just said
because she made it out of breast milk.
But why would they want that?
There's wives' tales about how like it's like the best type of milk, like the liquid gold thing. But like imagine like marketing it as
it's and by the way, it's true. If you haven't had a wife who has breastfed before, if you keep asking for supply, it just keeps coming, right?
True.
It'll just keep going. So as long as you keep
so she made a store out of it. I mean, that's one way.
So
talk about
she
Tara
just kept
Westover.
pumping. She was a cow. She made herself a cow.
Yeah, but a
like how much
marketable
money
cow.
are we talking?
I don't know, man. Rethinking the snip.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, that was such a minor part of this book. It was ridiculous. I should have saved it for hidden gems, but it's my first note.
It's
my first note.
My rule is get the important stuff out early. Done.
Get the important stuff out early.
I think Agassi's dad is one of the key figures of the beginning of the book. He was going to have a tennis pro for a son. Actually, he tried with his sister and brother first, right?
Yeah.
Didn't quite work out. Went as far to give all of them speed during tournaments.
Dude, that's a wild fact.
Crazy.
He tried giving.
Tried to give.
So
Andre.
his brother says, "Hey, Andre, I'm looking out for you. If Dad gives you a little white pill, do not take it."
And Andre's like, "Well, no, he gives me
What
this.
if he
This
makes
like
me
not
take
that one."
it, he says, right? And then he says, "Well."
So then that's where they worked out.
Yeah. So he did make him take it, but then he acted. He played really poorly.
Yeah, on purpose.
On purpose.
So that he'd never have to take it.
He
again.
played it off really, really well. And I don't know if that's just writing it from memory, making him, but he played it off very well. So that way his dad was like, all right, we'll never do that again.
You brought up his dad really fast. Like, this is one of my first notes is, I win 7 tournaments. My father has no reaction. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Well, he wins. Was it Wimbledon? What did he win? And his dad was like, you shouldn't have dropped that 4th set because he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't know how to process it. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
He's not saying congratulations.
Correct.
He's saying you shouldn't have dropped that 4th set.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, if you remember that particular one, he was crying.
Yeah.
It was a special moment, but
Yeah. Well, no, he couldn't just sit in.
he couldn't just flat out say, "I'm proud of you."
Yeah. He couldn't do it.
I always said that about my grandfather. Is he would always brag about my dad, because it was in Gaston, and my grandpa owned a auto shop before he passed, and he would always brag on my dad, but he would never say it to my dad. And so my dad didn't know he did those things, but we were at the local Pizza King, which was like the one restaurant in Gaston, and everyone knew my grandpa and came up to him and he would tell him all the things. He would be like bragging all over me and my dad. I had never heard that before. And I was like, why don't you just say this to Dad? That was monumental for me. It made me realize how much I need to say it.
Yeah.
I love Pizza King.
I mean, it's
good.
really tough because
Pizza King.
part of me
so
wonders.
good.
So part of me wonders, you shouldn't push your kids like this.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Why not?
like, do I push my kids enough?
Yeah. Why not?
It's
you shouldn't push your
them.
kids like this, is what you said. Why not?
It's not pushing them that's the issue. It's the reason why we're pushing them.
Or the way.
Yeah, but I think pushing them this far can probably done very beautifully and as a team and properly. But I I don't want to say against his will, but it really felt that way.
That's the way it sounded.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, how many of your kids say they don't want, it's not fair, life's not fair, you're terrible, like in the heat of passion, they, go so far as to say, I hate you, those kinds of things. But in the end, they're glad they did the thing.
I know. I'm not saying that my point here isn't, my self-reflection is do I push my kids enough?
Mm-hmm. But you don't need to curse and scream at them.
Well, not just that. Like, it's probably not healthy to have him out there hitting as many tennis balls as he hit as a kid so that he got to 1 million and skipping school to go hit tennis balls, all day.
So here's my question, though. Here's my question. Had he not done that, Andre Agassi never would have created the school. He wouldn't have had the money or the fame to do some of the things he's done.
How do you know?
It would have been his trajectory. I mean, he did that with the fame and money that he made, being the most elite tennis player of his time. One of.
Yeah, but there's also parts of it that how great could he have been if it would have been a more long-term approach where he did actually love the game and didn't have to hate it on his way there. Maybe it wasn't as guaranteed that way.
I don't
but
know. It's just to me, it's just a hard question because I do think that, at least what it feels like is that we should push our kids towards certain things. We should push them hard. We should. They're not gonna, they're not all gonna want to read.
Is this Gil with the glasses?
They're not all gonna want to read as many pages as I make them read each day during the summer or whatever. And that's gonna help them long term. But
what's interesting is you brought up he hates tennis. He says that all throughout the book. Mm-hmm. It's actually the second most controversial thing that when you look up YouTube after the book comes out, they talk about the meth thing and then the second thing is the fact that he hates tennis. And so they have a list of all the tennis stars at the time and how they feel about his statement hating tennis. Nadal came out and just blasted him. Basically, I don't think he liked him in the first place, so he used this as a reason. But even Federer was like, oh, this is terrible. We shouldn't let our stars hate the game that has made us so famous. But he was really eloquent on how they said it. Andy Roddick is like, dude, this is how he feels. So like you have all these different stars reacting to Andre Agassi. It was so interesting for them to interject how they felt about how he feels about tennis. I mean, they didn't read the book to know why he got there because of his father's, incessant driving of him. For someone to just be like, "What did he say?" No, I disagree. It's so asinine.
How great did it probably feel for him when Steffi says the same thing? So Steffi Graf is like, "I hate tennis too." He's like,
she prefers Stephanie.
So yes, she does. She does prefer, which is crazy. I only knew her as Steffi.
Only knew her as Steffi too. What's crazy is that you knew her because you didn't really know tennis, right?
No, I
knew Brooke Shields.
I probably got caught up in to your point the
American tennis.
U.S. golden era of tennis.
And she's not American though,
right? But there's so few females that really.
She was absurdly dominant.
Yep. Yeah. One thing you need to know if you haven't read the book about Agassi's father, this just tells you about him. He used to leave the house with salt in one pocket and pepper in another pocket just in case he got in a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy's wild. Absolutely wild.
Why would you choose salt and pepper?
That's what he had.
Like salt and pepper shakers?
Okay, we started to talk about this. The tennis jargon. So if nobody... Let's assume our listeners haven't read or listened to this book. Mm-hmm. As I was reading it, it occurred to me, I don't know, halfway through. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, he doesn't explain anything about the game of tennis. He just goes all in. And he talks about these matches in depth. Mm-hmm. Did you guys feel lost at times as non-tennis players? Or do you know enough about the game?
I knew enough. Brett did a deep dive and Googled all the
and I knew enough,
terms.
But I definitely wanted to know. The only things were break point, when they say things like triple or double, like match point, break point, oh, okay, cool. He's up by 2. Mm-hmm. He has two opportunities. There's a couple.
There were certain things like serving out. I didn't really understand that, but it was like the part to understand how the gravity of the situation was pretty easy to read.
Yeah, that's okay. It's an okay answer. I was just curious. Like I was like, man, he is, because he just went for it.
Yeah. I think he's coming from a place that most people know his story and are tennis fans to read his book, and he probably wasn't counting on the fact that it'd be this big of a bestseller where people who know nothing about tennis are reading it. But I think that's the power of a ghostwriter like Jared Moehringer.
Well, and the awesome thing to me is how he focuses so much on the mental side of the game.
Yeah.
While he's playing. And the mental game that he's playing with his opponents.
I love those quotes.
And that they're playing with him, by the way.
Yeah.
And he knows that they're playing with him.
So he starts with one with Baghdadis where he lets, like if you watch people come out of the tunnel today,
yep.
they come out together.
Mm-hmm.
He let Baghdadis walk out by himself. So Baghdadis heard the applause and he waited to come out afterwards so he could hear the difference between the applause.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was that same Baghdadis. I can't remember if it was that same match, but there was one point in which he was describing how he was behind, and he had a couple of double faults in a row, and he faults again on his first serve, and the guy he was playing, I can't remember if it was Baghdadis or whoever, but the guy he was playing steps up, right, because the second serve is usually safer. Right, and these guys that are good returners will tee off on the second serve, and they'll take it early, and it's open. And
it was
season.
basically like, hey, nobody's going to give a full second serve after two double faults.
And he's basic, and if he double faults again, then it's like the match.
Yeah, it's game over.
It's the set. That's the match, and he basically said he's coming at me like he's saying, I dare you.
Yeah,
I dare you to hit it hard again. I know you're not going to hit it hard. And it's like this man-to-man test.
Yeah.
Like this is one reason why I wasn't as good of a tennis player as I could have been. Is because
Marcus Mangus.
Well, it's because I always wanted to like take him out with the winner or
that was part
whatever,
of the book. That's part of what he
said. Versus making like just being a backboard.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like with my personality, I think now like I would love to just stand there and just be a backboard, but it's just so
came with
boring.
Maturity.
Well, it's so boring.
Maybe.
It's a boring way to play tennis.
Well, he also said it wasn't just being a backboard. He said that sometimes you have to pick your misses. Like you have to let a point.
You let them miss.
But not only that, you have to pick the time where you're just not going to go for
he's
it.
talking about. Go ahead.
He's like, you need to let them score. That's not a point worth going after. Go after the next one. You don't have to win every point.
He gets Brad. They keep showing. We're screening this. They're showing Brad
Gilbert.
and. They're showing Brad and Gil a lot. Brad's his coach. I think that's something he learned from Brad was how to win ugly.
Yep.
Was what he constantly talked about. Where he talked about watching Brad at the end of his career and how he was so much less talented but so willing to play the game.
Dude, the guy that played number 1 singles for us in high school beat just everybody. Mm-hmm. And he literally, like, he never hit winners ever. He would just let them make a mistake. Mm-hmm. He would just keep getting the ball back. He was the most infuriating player to play against.
Because you were beating yourself the whole time.
Our number 2 singles player was like significantly more talented than our number 1, but he could never beat him.
Couldn't
beat him. So for me, I liked doubles because doubles, I wasn't thinking. I always got to reaction.
I didn't write this note down, but as I'm looking in the crowd and I'm thinking back of the book and how instrumental his bodybuilder coach, who wasn't he was a bodybuilder, but he coached him how to lift for tennis,
right?
And his actual coach, and how monumental they were to his success. Mm-hmm. Like what I take away from that is we need coaches. Like everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a mentor. Everyone needs someone that they're talking to on a regular basis. Like you've never arrived. Everyone needs someone above them.
I said not just that, not just the coach, but the crew, right? Like his career changed dramatically once he had Stephanie as well, right? Like when that was right, and when she understood him and made his life easier. Like if that would have happened sooner, maybe it wasn't the same because she wasn't retired and they were both tennis players and they both would have been, that would have been a lot different. But because he had somebody there supporting him in the way that he needed, he was uplifted, right? And then later when him and Brad part ways for that last bit of his career, it's really interesting. But you got to have that crew around you. Like, who is it that's lifting you up?
Yeah.
Definitely helps. I think I've never played an individual sport competitively, and man, this book helped me realize the difference between playing a team sport and an individual sport. It's a whole different competition. He said
tennis, and I need to find my note, is the loneliest game out there, over golf and over boxing. Because even in boxing, at the end of the bell, you get your coach rubbing your shoulders and talking to you in between rounds. But in tennis, you're not allowed to interact with your coach, which is such an archaic rule. Tell me why that's important for the game of tennis.
I have no idea.
So here's what's crazy. If you watch games now, if you watch matches now, they might
have actually changed the rule.
I think they do. They'll say words to each other now.
Oh yeah, but
where there were years where you literally
you have to be real. They've always done that, but you do have to be careful.
It was like subtle.
Yes, but like the play, like I watched the number 1 seed women's Wimbledon. Ali's. Yep.
I'll tell you what it is because I just looked it up.
Yeah,
Sabalenka.
Okay, so
Goff, Swiatek, Pugela.
She just won.
Andreeva.
And
Samova.
It was one of them, yes. She is literally looking at her coaches, talking to them, and I don't know if they're not allowed to respond or if I don't know, but it definitely looked different than what you're talking. I know there was a period of time, an era where it was like, don't even look at them, or you will get.
I haven't been watching as much tennis lately, so I'm not sure.
It's a book.
Only boxers can understand the loneliness of tennis players. In tennis, you're on an island. Of all the games, tennis is the closest to solitary confinement. That's pretty good.
Yeah, even in golf, you have your caddy who's coaching you all every swing.
Yeah, golf is similar though in that like you can absolutely 100% get in your own head. Like if you're out there, you can lose to anybody in tennis because you can just play down to your competition or decide I don't have it today. This isn't worth the next 4 rounds or whatever.
Can't you do that in any sport?
Not the same though, because you'll be benched.
So not team sport, any team sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
team,
if you're out there and you're sucking that bad, you'll
it's
be benched.
crazy when a whole team does that. That's what's infuriating about an entire team, like watching the Colts.
I'll agree with that.
It's a cancer, man. It just spreads. To the whole team.
We need T.J. McConnell on the Colts. That's what we need.
That's a good idea.
All right, I got an answer. Is on-court coaching allowed in tennis now? Yes, but only in certain ways and tournaments. Since the ATP and WTA tours officially approved limited coaching during matches in 22 and 23, it was tested and then adopted more widely, including at some Grand Slams.
Very recent.
There you go.
So verbal coaching can happen when a player is on the same side of the court as their coach, and coaches must not interrupt play or shout excessively.
How often do you switch sides, Marcus? Tennis.
Every 2 games. So you play 2 games and switch.
Okay, so
it's
each
always
serve,
the odd.
you're
It's always
serving
the
from a
odd
different
game.
Got it.
Yeah. So you serve the first game and then switch sides, and then it's every other game.
Listening to this, obviously from Andre's perspective, I'm so interested to hear about these matches and the time of what all of these guys had going on in their lives during it. Because you get Andre's highs, his lows, how he falls all the way back. I think they call them challenger courts.
Yeah, dude.
He's playing public opens essentially.
Well, that's one of the reasons why this match we were watching is so huge. Is because this was his comeback.
Yeah,
his comeback season, and Sampras also had taken a dive, but because of health reasons and his back and everything else. So I think Sampras was a 17 seed or something.
10. It's 10 and 2 or 10 and 1, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Keep going.
It's just that's one of the reasons that he was at the highest high and then fell to the lowest low. And that's what he was doing, meth and everything else.
Well, so let's talk about some of these stories, because what's interesting is when you read the books, when we read the book, it takes a couple of weeks for us to get through it. And when we talk about it, it's like, dude, have you gotten to the part where this happens?
Yeah.
Whereas like with a movie, it's like a one shot and you talk
Right.
about your favorite scenes. You've probably seen it before, but a book is like different.
Yeah.
So I remember talking to you. I remember where this book was so. I'm gonna skip ahead and tell you how awesome I thought this book was. This is probably my favorite book we've read this year.
Wow.
I really liked it. There's some vivid stories that he told. So for instance, Jim Brown.
That story's awesome.
So he's 9 years old and he's at a club, and Jim Brown is probably nearing retirement in the NFL and is good at tennis and basically is trying to hustle his dad, and his dad's like taking the bait and bets him $10,000 that his son can't beat him.
Which was all they had.
Which
His
is all
dad
the money they had.
drives home, gets the cash out of the safe,
Yep.
comes back.
And the
Yep.
tennis pro's like, Jim, don't do this.
Yeah, the tennis
you're
pro.
gonna lose.
Yeah, you're gonna. His tennis pro says you're gonna lose. You're
Jim's
gonna embarrass yourself.
interrogating Andre while his
And
dad's
so
gone.
while he's gone, he's just ripping him, and then it's the weakest move ever to drop the bet down to $500.
I agree.
And the dad doesn't do anything about it. Like he's just like, all right, whatever you want. I would have been so pissed. I drive all the way home. I was about to double our income. I mean, that's ridiculous. That part of me told me like the dad was also a little nervous that he might lose. But 9-year-old Andre.
Well,
think
I
so?
think the dad was just like, I'm gonna take Jim's money no matter what.
Yeah.
Like it
It didn't matter how much it was.
It was the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Jim Brown, and I would bet, I don't know if Jim Brown played a long time ago. I'm guessing this was post football career.
I don't think so. He made it sound like he was still
Really? Man, well, in that case, he's at the
he would
top
have been-
of sports.
He was an athlete still. He wasn't old. He wasn't out of shape.
No, he was not out of shape.
He was.
I didn't think he was out of shape, but I definitely didn't think he was still playing. Maybe I'm wrong.
But a 9-year-old, I mean, this is probably him on the back of the book. If you look at the actual book, this is probably
Playing
I
with
mean,
the wooden
when
rackets.
you see a 9-year-old Andre Agassi, you're like, that kid be a pro athlete in anything. I was crazy.
That might be a little younger than 9, but
Maybe.
yeah.
I need to play pickleball with some steep competition because I fool myself into thinking, dude,
That you're pretty good.
I could have done this.
Who you playing with?
His wife.
Riley, but she's. I mean, she played college basketball. She can move.
She beat me in ping pong once.
5 kids ago.
She's great, man. She almost beat me with flip flops on. She did.
I think that says more about you.
Here's the story that got
I've
to
never
me.
played pickleball because
With
I think I will get
flip-flops?
addicted to it.
Oh, dude, you will. It's awesome.
Yes, tennis meets ping pong.
So here's what's cool. The ball.
I will get addicted for sure.
Marcus, the ball slows down. You can hit as hard as you want.
Yeah.
You can't send it. It's
I know.
hard to send it. And once it hits the ground, it slows down and lets you come back up to it. That's why the courts can be so short.
I mean, can't's a strong word. I've watched some pickleball.
You can send it.
Yeah.
You can send it,
But
but it's harder to.
But when you send a tennis ball, you send it to like, well, I can't see that anymore. You can't send a pickleball the way you send a tennis ball.
Sure.
No, you can't, Nate. No, you cannot.
Watch professional pickleball.
It's not as fast as.
So anyway,
balls.
I think you should play. I think you would really
That's
enjoy
what
it.
he's saying.
It's great.
It's a great equalizer with like actual like people who aren't as good as you. Like it's not a sport that you can.
Well, that's the problem I've had with playing tennis is like I know how to play tennis, but if I go play with a friend, the chances that they know how to play tennis are very slim.
Right.
And I just get annoyed.
right.
And
You're kind of playing
And so,
for
like,
fun at that
if
point.
Worst
you're not-
date ever was when I took a girl to play tennis.
if
She
you're-
was good. I was not.
if
She
you're-
was so annoying.
well, if you're not playing at like a club, so at like a tennis club, you'll have a rating, and so you can play up a little bit or down a little bit,
Yep.
and you're fine. But if you play against people who suck or against people who are way better than you, it's not any fun at all.
Yeah. I've been waiting to recognize this. Producer Nate got here. His birthday episode is next. Dark Knight.
It's true.
Mm.
We're doing a double recording tonight. Today is his birthday. So, Producer Nate,
Happy birthday.
Welcome. Was hosting
38 years young.
some family tonight. Made some wings that will take over Ale Emporium someday, I've been told.
Maybe they'll take over Parks Place Pub.
I can't have any. Do you guys have wings at the pub?
They have
Brett.
wings. They're good.
Only someone who is allergic to chicken would ask that question.
Correct.
That's a good point.
So you do have wings
Because
at the
we
pub?
sell more wings than anyone but the ale.
I went in there one day and I ordered wings, and I got the bill and I was like, wow. It was like
Monday.
half off day or whatever.
It was Monday.
And I was like, I should have ordered more wings.
While I can't have the wings, I will tell you, the black and blue wrap, amazing.
That is good.
The sliced beef in a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're not talking. They don't. They
Half
are
price,
not sponsors.
half price pizza and wings on Mondays.
The Meat Lovers Pizza, amazing.
Are they sponsoring the
Powerball
show?
is very good.
Yeah.
Parks Place.
Yeah.
Oh,
I ate there free. All right, chapter 3. So there's
you
how
hear
many
that, Brett? We
chapters?
eat there free.
There's like 30 chapters. I'm still in chapter 3 with these stories. I'm just gonna go rapid fire with some of these.
Yeah.
So he faked an injury at playing tennis so that he could play in a soccer game.
Oh yeah.
So he's playing tennis, fakes an injury. His dad
We
said,
didn't fake it.
well, he got hurt and he just stopped playing.
And it was like, hey, can you play today? And he's like, no, I can't.
Yeah. So his dad leaves and his mom comes in and he's like, okay, I'm going to put on my soccer uniform. They need me. Goes to play soccer. Playing in a soccer game, his dad walks out onto the field, yanks him, and screams at the coach that he's never playing soccer again.
Throws his jersey at him. Yeah.
And then makes him go back and play tennis, like practice tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that whole interaction?
I mean,
Like that's where he decided he hated tennis.
It feels
Yeah.
a little like a Kathy Mangus movie.
Like that's the
But
kind of pushing where it's like
I would say that's similar to if you, like in high school, if I had a friend that went out the night before spring break, we'd always have baseball practice and games during spring break, so none of us ever left. If it was the night before a practice, a friend would go out and have too much fun and then tell coach he was sick the next morning. If it was a game, you're going to the game.
yeah.
You're playing. I would say it's similar to that.
Jim Brown was 45 years old around that.
Thank
So he was 10 years out of the league.
you. Dude, back then he might have been 20 years out of the league.
No, dude, he played forever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He played for a long time.
Good for him. I don't know how far ahead
They
this
named
is,
a
but
team after
You
him.
think that the career span was less in the 80s?
yeah.
People
For
died,
sure.
Remington.
There's people who quit now after 1 year. There's people that retire.
That's true.
And the
ruin-
average right now is like 3 years.
There's people that retire and ruin entire city franchises because they go skiing with their friends, even though they're being paid hundreds of millions of
Snowboarding?
dollars.
This is a quote that will tell you everything about Brooke Shields and his relationship you need to know. So they're staying at her and her co-star's family home in the Carolinas. What's the name of the show she was on?
Suddenly Susan.
Suddenly Susan. And,
Friends.
And he goes to kiss Brooke goodbye, and the dude, her co-star's grandma, Granny Pete, is there as well.
Was she breastfeeding somebody?
He says, thought of a very inappropriate segue. He says, I kiss Brooke goodbye and then Granny Pete goodbye. I noticed both kisses had the same amount of passion.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man.
Uh-oh. Game over.
Not great.
When I first read that, I was like, man, that's a really passionate granny. This book is a weird grandma book.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said on the podcast.
Oh, thanks.
That was good.
He was serious.
Last week I said something really funny, but it was about you. So,
Yeah.
Chapter 4.
I always laugh at those.
Chapter 4 made me write down the note. Is a narcissist father a guarantee recipe for greatness in kids?
Maybe.
Tell me it's not.
No, it's guaranteed for like mental instability for kids.
Maybe. I mean, how many stories have we heard like this where the father was a slave driver, so the kid hated it but was awesome?
Yeah, but I mean, he had 2-3 other kids who weren't awesome.
Maybe.
And he was also a
That-
slave driver for them.
No, they weren't not awesome.
He drove one of his kids to be the executive producer on Suddenly Susan. Okay? I think 2 for 3. I don't know what
First
the
of
girl
all,
did,
that
but it
was
really didn't
Perry.
matter.
That wasn't his brother.
Oh,
No, that was Perry, yeah.
well.
But that Perry also had a
By the way,
in that case, you got a point.
Perry also had a narcissistic father.
That was the chapter where we met Perry, and the way he was writing about him. My note in chapter 4 was Perry is going to die, no doubt.
My
And he didn't die.
My
I was
note
so
was,
wrong about
I
it.
did not have Perry and him becoming friends on my bingo card because they almost fight at the movie, right? Before that,
Yes.
and they show up.
yeah,
Yeah,
because he's interested.
Yeah, I
in
didn't
his
know
sister.
that. I didn't know that was where that direction was going either.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was going to trash him or.
I thought Andre was gonna get brutally injured in a car accident because they
What?
talked how much every time
he
that's
drove.
Tiger
how
Woods.
fast he drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Corvette.
Yes, many cars, and then he just gives the Corvette to JP
By the way, it was
that
a
one night.
C5 that he got, which is the one that I had, and I was feeling.
The yellow guy.
My yellow one
Yeah.
was a C5, and the car was so fast. I've never experienced whiplash speeds after already going 80. So like you'd be going 80, and if you punch it, you still whiplash. Is how quick it was. Such a cool car.
I love your money story about the Corvette.
Yeah.
Celebrating paying off all your student
Yeah,
loans.
that was I bought the Corvette because I paid
I
off my paid off my student loans. It was like $50,000 worth of debt. Immediately went out and bought a Corvette and got a $25,000 debt.
It was a sweet car though.
Yeah,
It was a really sweet
it
car.
was fun.
I remember for some reason, I think we were at Stacia Hewlin's.
We were downtown
show.
when the first night I
Yeah.
got it. I brought it home and we went to a show
Yes.
downtown and I let Riley drive it.
Yes, we have a picture of Willow in the front seat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty far ahead. I'm already to my next, I guess, favorite parts are when he is all the way back down to just being humble and going back down to coaching with Brad and going back down to challenger courts. I'm blown away at that. Now he's first unseeded U.S. Open champion. It said first since the 1960s. Before that, his first slam being Wimbledon is actually crazy because he would skip
Dodge Wimbledon
for years because he was just like, I can't play on grass. It's a
and
very
he didn't want to wear all the white.
right. It's a very like you can't see this coming situation. I see why him. So is it a career Grand Slam when you've won every slam?
Yes,
Right. I see
And
why
he did
nobody saw it coming.
He did the Golden Slam.
Which is what
You win a gold medal and get all four.
Yes.
in your career.
And he's still only one of 3 men to do that.
Yeah, I think it
Ever?
says Bjorg. Is it Bjorg? Is that a
I think you're
I
just
don't know.
making up names now that
Bjork-
sound like tennis players.
Bjorg? I think he won
No.
3 slams in a year, though, right? He won 3 of the 4 in a year once.
Has anyone won the entire 4 in a year?
Oh wow, I don't know.
Yeah. No, but Djokovic held all 4 at the same time.
Held all 4. So he didn't win. He won 4
Kinda
So he won
consecutive.
the, he won
Kinda
the
like what-
last
kinda
one
like
of
what
the last
Tiger-
year.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Wow.
what Tiger did. Tiger did that once too, but he
So
didn't
is
ever
he-
win them all 4 in the same.
Let me ask you
calendar
something.
year.
Is he this dominant because he's this good, or is the competition not as good during his era?
That's a
Djokovic.
good question.
No,
Djokovic. No, he
Djokovic?
played with Federer and Nadal.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, like when he's dominating, Federer is not playing. Nadal is Nadal still playing?
Djokovic is not dominated.
He's top 10 in the world right now.
He's not dominated though, since those guys left, and those guys just left within the last 1 or 2 years.
It's a pretty interesting sport where most of its stars are pretty likable guys that have
Yeah.
integrity.
That's fair.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
We make fun of how prissy golf and tennis are,
All right,
but
here you go.
the stars are actually are gentlemen for the
And
most
it's
part.
cool to hear Andre talk about playing those guys we just mentioned at the end of his career, and they're showing up. And he said Federer, he could tell right away.
Yeah,
Dude,
this is the
He's gonna be
dude.
amazing.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Steffi Graf did a Golden Slam in the same calendar year.
Oh wow.
Won all 4.
Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, and a gold medal in Seoul in 1988.
Where's she from? Spain?
Germany.
Germany.
And then
Hey.
let's see, men.
Gonna
German
Gonna crush our percentage.
Do we need to
Steffi Graf,
update
Steffi
our
Graf,
German
Steffi Graf.
listeners?
AI is
I'm
gonna
pretty
crush
sure.
their
Germany,
algorithm.
of course.
I'm pretty sure we're the number 1 podcast
In Germany,
in Germany.
in Munich.
Yeah.
Start putting that in the
Our
intro.
number 1 German listeners for podcast for
So we do
movies.
an on-site in Germany. Andre Agassi, Rafael Nadal, and Djokovic and then Serena Williams and Venus Williams.
Oh no, guys,
Are the only ones with golden slams?
we're slipping. 5.9%. We lost 1% German listeners from the Happy Gilmore
Or
episode.
did we just
No,
add
we gained so many.
We gained
other
so many more
countries.
US.
Yeah.
U.S. listenership. Does
what-
it smell like green beans? What's going on over here?
I just
Oh, wings.
thanks, Nate. I love wings. Dude, what did you guys make of Agassi's freak out moment during the Friends recording?
dude?
So I've seen the episode.
Brooke basically licks Joey's
puts it in
hand
it.
pretty intensely.
Oh yeah,
right?
she puts the
It's
whole thing in her mouth and her eyes roll back. It's nasty and is played for laughs. What chapter is this? Because I wrote down a note for this, which was basically
this would have been probably midway through the book.
midway through.
Yep.
I just remember writing down the note. Would you be more upset about that or your wife kissing another person on camera? And I think kissing would be way worse.
I think kissing would make me more uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah, it's way more,
But
intimate and weird.
I'll say in general, I think this is one reason he says to Pete that he shouldn't date the actress.
Yep.
Like, I think that would be really hard for actors or actresses who have these like intimate scenes and moments, and they're together for many years on a show. They play husband and wife for many years on a show or whatever. Like, I think that'd be really, really difficult.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think
Absolutely.
that's why Neil McDonough,
Yeah.
he doesn't kiss anybody, so he always gets cast as like different villains or whatever. A pretty good Hollywood career.
It's pretty interesting how villains don't kiss girls on camera.
Unless
yes, they
you're
do.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin.
Oh yeah, that's true. You kissed Gene Simmons.
Nate, you missed a great drink.
So here's my question for you. What would you rather? This is what I wrote. This is chapter 18. Hand licking.
Who's you?
You. Would
Me.
you rather Riley, my sister, so be careful. Would you rather she lick Joey's hand on Friends or kiss him?
Treason.
What kind of kiss are we talking about?
Treason.
I don't think there's
mean,
any level of
if
hand
it's-
licking
the
that would
hand's
trump
the
the
deal.
kiss.
If
The hand
it's
for
Riley,
sure.
if it's Riley, I don't care that much.
The hand for sure. I think it was how he was just appalled at how
Might as well be Brooke
into
Shields.
it she went. She went for
She went
it.
for it, yeah, because she's at a point in her career
Because it
where
wasn't in the script for her to do that. The way I read it was just like
No,
she-
it was in the
she
script.
licked-
He just didn't know it.
Well, no,
They
really?
hid it from him.
I read it as
It was for him to
she
like
was
lick her
supposed to
fingers or something.
She was supposed to lick his hand, not like put it fully in her mouth, and
So what's interesting about that whole scene is Brooke Shields is when Friends brings on guest stars like that, the guest stars are pretty well known by the time they become most of the time.
Yep.
Like sometimes they're like brand
Friends
new. But
doesn't make them. They're already
Friends
made.
didn't make them. They're already for the most part made, unless they're like on the up and up. She was kind of on the up and up, but she had her biggest hit ever with the movie that she was cast in. But to hear the
She
behind,
was like a child star.
she was a
too.
child star, coming of age star. But to hear what was going on behind the scenes of an actress, I mean, we've read so many actors' books of like the torment they go through as like trying to make it, and have I made it yet? And what do I need to do to stay on top? And like just the amount of stardom that comes with acting. Like if you think about stage acting before there were movies, I don't know that anyone on stage struggled as much with the stardom, am I still on top kind of thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did.
I don't think so, because the instant stardom of being on TV.
On features. Films.
Yeah. I mean, millions of people instantly overnight know who you are.
Right. You can't travel to see the stage. Like
It's
you
not
can
possible.
instantly see it in your pocket.
You could play in the biggest open theater ever. You could play in Madison Square Garden, and that's what.
Did you guys see Scotty Scheffler? I thought about him a little bit because he just won. Just yesterday he won the Open.
It's the Open.
Yeah.
And that's all it's called?
Yes.
Is the Open?
Yeah.
This is separate from the British Open.
No, it is the.
It is the British Open. Okay, that's what I was trying
They're
to make
just
They're
those knights
snooty.
over there are pretty snooty.
That's right. Like Sir Andre.
But
Agassi.
anyway, he said that there's one Chipotle that he could go to that's near the SMU campus that everybody knows him and he gets bothered and stuff like that. And he's like, there's another Chipotle that I'm not going to tell you guys about where I can go in there and nobody notices me. And I feel like that's probably like with golf or tennis or something, like you can get away with it. But if you're Brooke Shields, you can't.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Or even I would say Andre Agassi probably couldn't get away with that.
Yeah.
At his peak.
I mean, he was all over.
He was a
you know,
special
Dude,
kind
Sports
of
Illustrated
quote.
and stuff like that. But
That's an interesting quote.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely get what he's saying there. You can go to different places and there's no context in which people are going to know you.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And he's like one of the biggest golf stars in the world right now.
But yeah, golfing you can look like just a dude, for sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely like. I'm not. People
Marcus,
don't.
if you
people don't
practiced-
flock. People don't.
if you
flock
practice
towards me or
every
anything.
day-
But if I go out to eat and like.
If you practice every single day,
Yeah.
you could be noticed at a Chipotle.
I would notice at Chipotle tomorrow.
I go to Qdoba.
What
Really?
I was gonna say was,
It's
like,
not as healthy.
I don't.
So that's good for you.
Okay,
Not often.
I mean, there's a Moe's that's closer to me than all both.
Welcome to
of those.
Moe's.
Do they say that?
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
Firehouse? I guess I've never been to Moe's.
I saw Whitlow in there one time.
Moe's?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see Whitlow at various fast food restaurants all on the same day. Just for lunch.
Dude, I have still not tried Pickleman's. And that's right next to that Moe's.
Pickleman's
Right for
is
Pickleman's.
the
good.
move.
It is
Yeah.
good.
That's top
I'm
3
just-
sandwiches
I'm
for
not
me.
a big sandwich guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not a big sandwich
You're
guy.
not a
But
big
I have
sandwich guy.
multiple times.
Is it
I've made
because
the
you're
comment-
allergic to chicken?
No, but because I don't do a lot of bread anymore. But I have said multiple times last week, bread is so good.
It's so
so
good.
good.
You know the thing about bread? It's good. You know the second thing about bread? It's great. What's the third thing about bread? It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I don't know what we're quoting.
Really?
Oh
don't.
man.
We'll
of
send you
all,
the meme.
Of all people. So you'll get it later. I had there's this new place at Hamilton Town Center called Sunny Day Breakfast.
We're not talking about bread.
Really solid. No. Really solid. Really got it. Okay.
Marcus is still behind us.
You know,
I'm just trying to figure it out in the
Yeah.
in
they'll-
the last
but they'll-
time here.
You have a bread option like toast, biscuit, or English muffin. And I was like, bring an English muffin, whatever. I'm not gonna eat it. I ate it.
The English muffin.
So good.
It's my favorite bread
It's
option.
so good. Some butter and jelly.
Favorite
on it.
bread
It was
option.
Awesome.
And they know
Uptown,
it too. They
like-
know it because they don't list that in the options. They're like, "Would you like sourdough, multigrain?" It's never or an English muffin because they know we'll take the English muffin, and they don't have enough for all of us who
They
want
don't
English
have
muffins.
enough.
But I don't eat bread either, and it's like I love sandwiches.
Yeah,
I love sandwiches.
so good.
Is tortilla is so much less bread,
Yeah,
but it's really
it's
not
still the same.
It's
yeah,
still a sandwich.
it is still the same, but it's not as satisfying as bread.
Mm.
Yeah,
Bread.
it depends. It depends on what it is.
Favorite pre-bread dinner before in let's say indie area.
Pre-bread?
Pre-dinner bread.
Pre-dinner bread. Sorry, pre-dinner
Oh,
bread.
pre-dinner bread?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. The one that's brown with the butter that melts on it at probably is it Charleston's?
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory's got that. It's very
Yeah.
good. St. Elmo's
that
also has
cheesecake brown bread is really delicious.
Yeah.
Stony
Creek.
Stony Creek.
Stony Creek in Hamilton.
They have really good bread.
Yeah.
There's a Bonefish. Bonefish
Yeah.
Grill has a really good bread.
Okay, this is not the best, but very rarely does some Texas Roadhouse cinnamon butter bread.
I haven't been there in a long
Oh,
time.
dude.
We talked about
That's
that.
cinnamon butter.
It's amazing. You can buy it in a
Get
tub.
outta here.
You could throw the peanut
So
shells on the
good.
ground.
Not anymore.
Oh, really?
Steps.
Well, I guess maybe you can. They give it, but they're not everywhere like they used
We're
to.
going to a Cubs game tomorrow. Can you still do it there?
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What's new?
Are you,
You know, the
driving
last
all the
time
way
I was
there?
at a Cubs game,
They won the World Series?
they did. Mm-hmm.
Shut up. You
Are
weren't
you
at
serious?
that game.
No, the last time I went to a Cubs game, that season they won the World Series.
The last time I went to a Cubs game, 120 days later, they won.
I was
120 games later.
I was with you guys.
Oh, dude, we went that season?
Yeah.
I didn't go to that game.
Yeah, you did.
I went to a Cubs game?
Dude.
The year they won the...
Timeout.
Yeah.
That
The
was
Super Bowl?
they
yeah,
won.
remember we went before
Timeout.
Drew's wedding.
Drew did not get married in 2016,
Yes,
did he?
he did.
Wow, we did do it.
Wow.
That was fun.
I went to a Cubs game.
I have a picture of us all there.
Yeah, you were definitely
Me,
there.
you,
All
Marcus,
right, can
Elliot,
we post that
Drew,
on Facebook? Because I
Wives.
want to see that.
Yeah, I have it on my wall in my office.
That's great. We went to a few Cubs games when I was at all of that. Not a
Very,
lot.
very fun experience. Take the South Shore train from South Bend to the L train in Chicago, straight to Wrigley.
Yep.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
Drink the whole way there, back. It's fun. It's fun.
I did that
experience.
without the drinking part.
I did that after prom as an 18-year-old. It was awesome.
Interesting.
We brought a case of beer and
Vodka
thought
cranberries?
we felt like, a case of beer, we're going to get in trouble. There were people with trash bags of beer ready for a 5-hour voyage.
Train people are built different.
I will tell
train
you.
people are a
I will
different
tell you.
breed.
Some of those stops on the South Shore, you're like, hurry up and
It's
get this train rolling
hilarious
again.
to me the amount of beer you consume before you realize you're allergic to beer.
Yeah. It was kind of
Coors Light. You introduced me to Coors Light as
the
a
Rockies turned blue.
Yeah, 21-year-old
Rockies turned blue.
Remington.
Let's go to Steffi Graf. The courting of Steffi
It was awesome.
was pretty direct.
It was
and
great.
Really
Not at
great.
first though. Not at first. He would wait for her. He was like,
no.
Right,
Once
but
he was
she-
done with Brooke.
But she had a boyfriend. He found out she was doing it out of respect for the boyfriend. And
which if you respect your boyfriend, you don't say call me. I can't. And then when you answer, I can't talk. I have a boyfriend.
if it's true love, there's no ring. It's a boyfriend.
Is
Yeah.
there a ring?
Dude.
There's no ring. I think we had this conversation before about someone.
Yeah, Marcus said being engaged is the same thing as being married, and we.
Okay.
But she wasn't engaged. She had a boyfriend.
Engaged
6
is
years.
different than being a boyfriend, for sure.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. So at some point he says this quote, I think she's saying there's a chance. And I thought, what came first? This or Dumb and Dumber?
So you're telling
Dumb
me
and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
I think she's saying
15
there's a
years ago.
chance.
Oh man. Yeah, I loved him. He went for it, man. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, his courting of
And
Steffi
it didn't
Graf.
matter. It didn't matter that there was another guy. He basically said, "Listen, 6 years is a long time. What's wrong? Like you guys aren't together."
Yeah, it was
Totally
good.
called
line.
I
it,
thought that
man.
was awesome.
And we've all been the dude trying to impress a girl. You're kind of on fire during that phase
For
of life.
sure.
So
Yeah.
I think it really brought on his comeback.
Yeah.
The white
100%.
Corvette, man. You
Absolutely.
can do anything with a white Corvette. Chapter 23, quote, she said nothing, but it was the way she said nothing. That one got me.
How crazy that when Brooke was working out for the wedding, she had a picture of Steffi Graf.
She's like, these are the legs I want.
crazy.
Yeah.
And how crazy Perry tells him he's going to marry Brooke Shields someday.
Yeah.
Is all this true?
Absolutely.
I think so.
How many things are untrue?
I don't think any of it is not true.
Does
Zero?
it bother you when you're reading the book that there's nothing in quotes? It kind of bothered me.
Oh.
I noticed there's a lot of writing styles where like they just pick and choose whether it's going to be italicized, whether it's going to be quotes, whether it's like one quote. It's very interesting what they choose.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they do that because it's not like direct. Like
It's almost paraphrased.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
Almost
too.
possibly made up.
We haven't talked enough. We're near
I
the
don't
end of
think it
this
was made up.
episode. We haven't talked enough about J.R. Moehringer's writing
Yeah.
because this is so good.
And you know what? It seems like he did this before he did those other ones.
Shoe Dog? No. I think he did Shoe Dog first.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was the first one, and then
And
Shoe
because
Dog.
so at the end of this book, something I really liked was that he gives Moehringer credit.
Where
He does.
Oh, he
he
does.
does acknowledgments at
he
the
does,
end,
yes.
and he says that he read his book, The Tender Bar, and he thought it was awesome. So he did what he always does, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to work on a project together on my autobiography?" And they did it together. And JR, like it sounded like Agassi wanted to put JR's name on this, and JR didn't do it.
Interesting.
And so he
So he
said,
gave
"Well,
him the
I'm going to
acknowledgement.
do
You're
the
right.
acknowledgments in here."
You're right. The entire acknowledgement
So do you
is to
think
JR.
Yeah.
he told JR, or do you think JR found out at?
No, it's he in there. He says that he.
He says this book would not exist without my friend J.R.
No,
Moehringer.
I know that. Do you think he told him that before?
Agassi says in there that he basically said that was the concession, was that he was gonna do the acknowledgement
Without-
if he's not gonna put his name on it, I'm going to do it.
Dude, this is pretty cool that Agassi realized a new talent in JR. Because JR wrote his own biography, and then he writes a bunch of fiction.
You said Tender Bar is the name of it?
The Tender Bar is the name of... maybe that's the one that was $1.38.
It was.
Okay.
How did... That makes way more sense. How did that book blow up enough for Agassi to read it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because he doesn't have a claim to fame, right?
No, I mean, well, he's a writer. He writes for anyone who's written, a bunch of works.
He calls it a staggering memoir. And I mean, I haven't read it, but Agassi really liked it.
Dude, I don't know. Sometimes you walk into Barnes and Noble and they just have a book on a stand and it catches you and you buy it.
I do. I mean,
that's how I found Beautiful Boy, and it was epic. Which we should totally cover.
Steve Carell, right?
Yeah, Steve Carell wrote it.
Speaking
That
of
reminds me of when I had Molly Bloom.
Timothy Chalamet.
So when I had Molly Bloom on my show, not name dropping or anything, but Molly Bloom was on my other show. Molly wrote Molly's Game, which is a hit movie on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. I like that movie.
It's such a good movie. It's got Jessica Chastain, Kevin Costner, Idris Elba, and Molly was on the show. And it was everything I could keep from asking her, what's Kevin Costner like? She has no idea. It was just in the movie.
That'd be perfect for this show.
Dude, she got paid off that movie.
She probably was on set.
Right?
She got paid off of everything.
She was probably on set.
Good for her.
As we're kind of getting close here, we haven't talked much about the rivalries and stuff, but I don't know that we have to. One thing that I do think we need to hit on, though, is that his career also took off once he started the foundation and he felt like he was playing for something more than himself. Because it was so hollow when he was just playing for himself or his dad or whatever. Like, it didn't matter. And when he felt like, if the more matches I win, the more money I'm going to be able to raise for this school, and he had that kind of purpose and passion, it drove him to something that he and really nobody else thought was possible in terms of a comeback. And, I think there's biblical wisdom there. I think there's all kinds of wisdom where, if you've got something that you're giving back to that you're passionate about, everything else can be better around you.
Up until that point, it was really a job. It was, I'm good at this. I should do this. I've been told I should do this. This is just the next step.
Even when he was wearing the outlandish outfits and the mohawks and all this, like when you watch him, he's a very humble guy. He's very shy, very soft-spoken, and very humble, even amidst like the wild, like him trying to get attention, by being
he
rebellious.
always thought he was better than them, but he actually
never,
was.
But he never said it though. Like he never, he was better
thought
than
it,
them. Yeah,
for sure.
he was better than them. That there's a strength in your ego there to actually pull off being better than somebody.
Yeah.
But that quote that you're talking about was pretty impressive when he said, because it was actually someone who asked him in an interview, why do you continue to play? And he goes, because every single time I score a point, every dollar that I make now goes towards the kids.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to play as long as I can, because I'm going to fund that school. And he talks about his faith. He talks about a pastor that was really instrumental halfway through the book. That's a really interesting pastor, interesting dude. Becomes like what I can only imagine was the 80s version of Brandon Lake. But
JP was like with him through the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think his faith was interesting in this book. He calls himself a Christian. I'm not sure that
I had that. I didn't know if we'd get to it. So Chang, he has a whole
that was an
Chang.
Interesting one. So talk about that. Tell that story.
So he's
it's
talking
not
about
a feud
Chang
necessarily, but it's internal.
Chang points to the sky after
time.
he wins, gives credit to God at an interview. And it definitely is an interesting perspective when people claim it means God chooses sides.
His
definitely
take on
annoyed Andre.
His take was, I couldn't believe God cared enough about the point or the game to choose sides and to give credit to God.
Which were definitely like all good things come from God. We're supposed to give God the glory for all good stuff that happens. But it is cringe-worthy sometimes when athletes do that. I think of Russell Wilson pretty quickly.
Steph Curry.
So it's like I don't know. I found myself like,
who was the one you said?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, he's not as cringeworthy as Curry to me.
Steph gets on your.
I think about Tebow. Tebow took a knee before every game and got a ton of flack for that. But then you meet Tim, and that's the real dude. Like,
is
he
it the
does that-
authenticity?
he does that.
Is it the rest of their life lining up with
Right.
that? Like, what is it that creates the? Yeah, but I thought Andre definitely made me think about it differently than I ever.
He did.
had.
We should find the real quote because it was interesting. The way he said it was not taking
it came
anything.
up multiple times.
It didn't take
Yeah.
anything away from a relationship with God. The way he said it, it was more like we shouldn't care. Like God shouldn't care about this point the way you're making it.
It probably goes along with his hate for tennis.
Yeah,
And
God hates tennis too. Is probably how it feels about it.
Hidden gem for me: shaving his son's head on accident.
No.
What is your
So
story?
funny.
What is your
So
story of that? I tried to think of mine, and it's
this one time when Brett and I were watching his girls, I dropped one of them.
also true.
I've heard that.
I told it on the podcast.
One time while trying to rebound for my wife and protect my daughter, I kneed my 2-year-old daughter in the back, and she face slammed on the cement while rebounding. Yeah,
Dude, I have
it
a
would look
funny,
like you were trying to get the board.
dude. Anytime that we go camping for that week long that we go camping, my dad will buy a bunch of water balloons, and 1 or 2 days we'll have this massive water balloon fight. Well, the kids, I think it was Jude, so we're all playing, and Jude was like 2, and he is very far away from me, very far. So I throw one that's intended to explode like at his feet or something. It just gets him right in the face. And he, like, you imagine the 2-year-old, the shock, and then
The pain.
he's wailing. Jessica's holding him, mean mugging you, and you're like, I mean, if you saw how far away I was, you'd be so impressed. You'd be so
Oh,
impressed.
man.
this year we like set these parameters, and Quinn was running away from me, and at this point they're old enough. I mean, I launched one and she's running, and I hit her smack dab in the back, and she goes down and she's crying. I just remembered that story. But oh my gosh, she was mad at me.
Mine was with Riley. I was probably 9 or 10, and it was at the age where she cried about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching TV, and she
33.
she tripped.
I'm
she
so glad you said it.
she tripped in the middle of the room and fell and just laid there and crying. And I did nothing. I just kept watching the show. Mom or dad comes in and picks her up, and there's blood everywhere. Blood is going down my dad's shirt, and I'm like, oh. And we had to rush her to the hospital.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and she got stitches, and she had landed her head on a rocking chair. But
Did you get a little talking to after that?
I don't even know if I needed to. I think I was just completely in shock and guilt. But yeah,
I've never heard that one.
Couple quotes.
Yeah.
He says at one point, "Big dreams are so damn tiring." And I thought that was really good. And this also, there was another one with tired. Oh, there's a lot of good waiting on the other side of tired. Get yourself tired. I like those.
These all
I'm
happen.
a big fan of like working hard or like working hard for things, and you're gonna be tired, but there's like a good tired.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's a proud tired.
Yeah.
There's a so all this happened at the end of the book where you are, chapter 27. I love how he goes into all the new players and talking through their mistakes and their shortcomings, because it's what he had to go through to learn.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about them intimately about and he says, I never want to deprive someone of learning how to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't being sarcastic.
That was in an interview.
He
People
meant it.
laughed, and he was like, "No, I like."
Learning to lose is a really important skill.
Yeah, and he
what
was
you
probably
learn from it.
speaking from experience.
Yeah.
He wished he would have had that.
All right, the last question I had, Marcus, is for you, who's played tennis. They say the fifth set has nothing to do with tennis. Marcus, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, these guys, we're watching him right here. What he means, I have not experienced at that level. Like, I only ever played 3 sets, but what I can tell you is that you're out there in enormous heat, right? It's super muggy. You've been playing, like, in some cases, you've been going for, even in a 3-setter, you could go up to like 2 hours, and you're just mentally and physically done in a different way, because like there's just no breaks. Like, soccer's kind of similar because like you're just running all the time, but you can come off the field in soccer. You get little breaks when you're switching, but you're constantly thinking, constantly going. It's just you out there.
It's quick bursts too.
Yeah, it's a lot. And they, like, when you get to those last games, sometimes you're just like hitting it back and forth to each other, waiting for someone to miss. And that's kind of what he's saying. Is like, you're just getting it over the net, and then it's coming back at you, and you'll watch tired tennis, and they're just like, neither of them's moving. They're just hitting it back to the other person and waiting for the other person to try to make a winner so that they miss or they win. And I think that's what he's saying, is like, it's a mental game, mental and physical.
Who's going to outlast?
Yeah.
And the most thing I've experienced like that would be in the ring.
Yeah, it
when
would
you're
be
fighting
very similar.
And you're tired in the later rounds, and you can't, like, I had my guy beat, and I couldn't physically throw a punch hard enough to knock him over.
Yep.
Like, I just couldn't. I had my anxiety or my lactic acid. I didn't have the energy in that moment to throw a punch to knock him out.
Or you feel like your arm's gonna fall off because you've hit like so many serves.
I respected the mental side of, like, there were so many matches that he had a match point.
Yeah.
And then loses the set.
Yeah.
And then it's like, crap, dude, we're back at
I
zero.
gotta go play another set.
Like, and I think not being able to get over the fact that you had match point and didn't get it, being able to forget about that and move on is critical.
And that happens with games. Like, you could lose 40 love, right? Like, and it's just, and 3 aces.
Yeah.
That's straight up demoralizing. And then you've got to come back and, you've got another chance at this.
There's just so much work you can put in with tie breaks for games and sets that you still lose the set.
And then you start over.
And then you start over.
And I don't think they still do it in all the Grand Slams. But in the Grand Slams, in the 5th set, there's no tie break. You have to win by 2 games.
So you could literally go 15-17 if you just...
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's like 5 hours.
That's not awesome.
Good for us.
Who's that?
Nah, it's awesome for us. Rem,
James Blake played one of those.
I remember that name.
Super long.
I remember that name.
Well, he's in the book.
Rem, favorite chapter? You know, if you had to pick one.
Man, there's so many monumental chapters. I really liked the one where he said he finally goes down to the school and makes the decision to go pro at the age of 16, I think.
Yep, he takes the money.
That whole chapter was really interesting to me. That's
one of my favorite quotes from his dad, actually, where he's freaking out about going pro, and his dad says,
I think it's like chapter 6.
You're a high school dropout. What are you freaking out about? What are you gonna do? Become a doctor?
Yeah.
He says, you dropped out of school. You have an 8th grade education. What the hell else are you gonna do? Be a doctor? Yeah, that was. And they create the expense report, and it's exactly the maximum money that you can get for it's like $2,600.
Yep.
Yeah, his brother was basically his his right hand guy for his whole. Before he really made it.
I don't know if there was a favorite chapter in this because the whole book was great. Chapter 26, the wisdom of Brad to move on as the coach, not only to save a relationship, but knowing he has taken him as far as he could, is unheard of.
Yep. Well, and not only that, but in chapter 26, he starts with like a season of birth and rebirth, and he talks about his son.
Yeah.
And
We talk about that on the show a lot, what kids do to you.
This new era for him that also included getting a new coach.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're watching the 01, but 02 was the last one that Pete won. I was right, but we're watching 01, and this match is great.
Rating time. I am an 8.9.
Wow.
A 9's perfect, and this is dang close. I'm an 8.9.
8.4.
It was a 9 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was your favorite this year.
Favorite book of the year. I just couldn't get enough. The writing.
You guys flew through. Normally, I finish books before you guys do, and you
I
guys
flew through this one.
I loved this book. I loved this book.
I enjoyed it more than Shoe Dog. I resonated with his thoughts and the way he thought through things. I resonated with the writing. The writing was just so riveting. I can't wait to read Tender Bar. See if his original work that inspired Andre Agassi.
Well,
somebody
I wasn't
thought it was worth
interested in the
$1.30.
Prince Harry one at all, but like
I have to read Spare.
Yeah,
Prince Harry. I have to read it because I have to read his work. I told Kelsey, I was like, I understand what people say now when they have to complete an author.
Yeah.
I've never found an author who I feel like I have to complete them. Like this is one where I'm like, all right. And Daniel James Brown. I think we gotta.
Yeah, we probably need to keep revisiting him for sure.
Brett Wiggins. Good one. What's next?
I completed that.
I have completed Brett Wiggins.
The Dark Knight, Nate's birthday episode. See you on that.